Basketball Champions League, regular season Group C. We are in Athens as Peristeri welcome Iberostar Tenerife to Greece. It's game day 10. It's the first game for these two teams in 2020 in the Basketball Champions League. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to Basketball Champions League action. We've got a game that Tenerife, in particular, after the unusual occurrence of a loss on the road on the last game, will want to get back to winning ways. There is the game day 10 schedule. Wins yesterday for Nürnberg and Moreno. We have Bamberg in the nightcap game in this group against Gaziantep. And we are here in Athens as the home team are going to look to try to keep their performance going. And to an extent, this is one of those clashes that really will have a bearing on the outcome of the group at the end of the regular season. Here are those Group C standings. Tenerife will go back to the top of the group if they win. In fact, they'll top the group even if they lose. But will have the same record as Nürnberg. You can see how important it is for Peristeri. A win here would put them one game out of first place in the group. A loss would see them really in the mix of a dogfight for qualification for the postseason play. Here is the Tenerife roster that is consistent, and Violeta has a roster that currently sits fourth in the Liga Endesa in Spain with a 10-6 record. Relatively comfortable win over Fuenlabrada at home on the weekend saw them alone in fourth place and well placed to qualify for the King's Cup. Peristeri also in Greek A1 action at the weekend. Got the win in Iraklis and are now fourth with a 9-5 record for coach Papanikolaopoulos. His team, Stephen Gray, continues to impress as a balance of real strong perimeter play has now been supplemented by the signing of Isaiah Kovas as they try to deal with the loss of Suchi Smith. Quite possibly the two of the best defensive teams in the Basketball Champions League facing off, with Tenerife ranked 1 in terms of points against, Peristeri the best in the league at protecting the paint, with only allowing 26.7 points inside the keyway across the first 9 games of the Basketball Champions League. Gabriel Lundberg, first man out. Marcelino Huertas, the veteran. He's now 36 years old. He's playing with the enthusiasm of a teenager. Sashu Salin and every member of this Tenerife lineup is loving playing with Huertas. The amount of options that he gives them. He and Shemandini have shared 56 points, 30 assists from Huertas to Shemandini. And they are a real 1-2 punch and a real combination that Coach Violeta has found a way to exploit. Well, Peristeri, the winmasters, three and 1 at home, currently enjoying a 3-game win streak in the Basketball Champions League. And Isaiah Cousins making his Basketball Champions League debut after his move from Hapoel Jerusalem. Same shape of team, but different attributes Cousins brings. These teams really evenly matched across the stats line. The home team, Peristeri, shoot the 3 ball significantly better than Tenerife. But Tenerife so efficient, nearly 60% from 2-point range. Rebounding wise, not a lot to choose apart from a slight advantage on the offensive glass of Peristeri. But when you're shooting such a good percentage, there's very few offense rebound opportunities if you are Tenerife. Tenerife, 19 assists per game, only 13 turnovers. So efficient defensively. Only 17 fouls, as they have been ranked 1 in points against in the Basketball Champions League. And really do turn their defense into offense with nearly 16 points off of the opponent's turnovers. Intriguing matchup. No surprises now, obviously. Both teams have had so many opportunities to scout. Now it's down to offensive execution. What wrinkles coaches can put in. But we are approaching the sharp end of the regular season. Both these teams in the top 4 at the moment. If we stop today, they would both be in the postseason. It's just Tenerife, over the years in the Basketball Champions League, one of the perennials, have obviously won the competition when they hosted the Final Four, or in last year's Final Four in Antwerp. Have this belief and almost they're one of the teams that every other team in the Basketball Champions League wants to beat. Peristeri in good shape as we get a look at the third team under the crew leadership of Johan Losso, Wojciech Liszka, and Gatis Salins from France, Latvia and Poland respectively, take charge of the first game for both these teams in 2020, a new decade. What Tenerife want to see is a continuation of how they have been one of the dominant teams in the Basketball Champions League. Starting lineup for Tenerife as Salin and Hutas as a backcourt combination. Tomas Galo starts at the 4. Georgios Boglis, the experienced Greek center, gets the start as Videoretta tries to manage his resources. As experienced as any coach in the Basketball Champions League, Videoretta, much respected and has a phenomenal win-loss ratio. Going to get a look at the starting lineup for Winmasters of Peristeri. Agravanis at the small forward brings that national team experience. Moreira's been so active on the glass. Karaman Pelas starts at the point. Stephen Gray and Vasilopoulos at the small shooting guard and power forward. Vasilopoulos, one of the most experienced Greek national team players. And that's the name of the game for Coach Papanikolaopoulos. His experience, the way he has molded this team since he took over, has been a really great job.
Peristeri winmasters,
So welcome to Athens, wherever you're joining us from. The home team, Peristeri in the yellow uniform, Tenerife in the black. The run-in to the postseason gets underway for these two teams right now, and Sashu Salin controls it. Huertas into the half court. Diaz once doesn't get, comes off the down screen. Huertas stops and pops and just drains the two. Great tempo. Tenerife. Maria puts it on the floor, steps through, off the glass, picks up the personal, and will go to the free throw line. Georgios Boglis always going to be a little concerned athletically. Yannick Morea on the free throw line. Well, gets his own rebound after coming up empty, just takes it up strong, can't finish. And indecision is always your enemy. Huertas just having fun, enjoying his... Oh, turnover, chance to run, great read, should be an easy two, and is. Agravanis, one of the younger members of this Peristeri roster, active in the passing lane. Oh, great pass. Ball's off the glass. And Danny Diaz picks up his first 2 points. Diaz with a 16-7 return in the corresponding tie that Tenerife had a comfortable 72-68 win. Olea seeing a lot of the ball early. Nice pass to the inside, inside out, extra pass. Agravanis with a three, drains it. Super ball movement from Peristeri. Huertas gets Salin off the down screen. Is long, that'll be chased down by Boglis, who chases it, recovers it. Salin helps him out. Diaz, extra pass, wide open three is drained. Tomas Galo just buried it from the corner. Both teams just sharing the ball incredibly well. Whistle on the play. Morea's going to be charged for the offensive foul as he just rolled a little early. Yannick Morea is a real feature of this Peristeri offense. Really developing that role as this Basketball Champions League season progresses. Sashu Salin wraps the pass. August with a jump hook is good. And Progress coming back to Greece, gets these first two of the night. Asulopoulos almost loses it. Stephen Gray takes the tough two, is short. Defensive rebound, Progress gives it up, chance to run. Huertas gives it up. Diaz extra pass is knocked away. And Peristeri really emphasizing hands up in the lane, really chasing the passing lane down. That's the third or fourth deflection. A lot of coaches will measure their intensity and their effectiveness defensively by deflections and touches. Well, Peristeri making a statement early on here. Galo will hand it off to Salin. gets it to Huertas. Nice pass on the change of angle. This team runs team offense with a big full stop after it. Super ball movement. Great. Had it taken off him by Salim. Huertas just gives it up straight away. Diaz will get it back to him. And again, Huertas with a decision. Foul line jump shot, same result. And Peristeri are going to take the timeout here. They trail 5-13 early. And Marcelino Huertas has just been running the show.
They make a sudden cut, immediately Diaz post him up. And on offense, we must prepare everything. They go aggressive. Now, we didn't have opportunity. Again, pick with the 4 men. Again, pick with the 4 men. Again, they go aggressive. First offense. 5, 4, 2, 1. You pass to the 4 men. You pass to the 5 men.
Morea, so as we say, always crucial. Get what you need coming out of the timeout. The 3 is short. Really play aggressively on that play as Coach Nikolopoulos wanted them to. Huertas. Oh, super pass. This is a clinic of a first quarter. Huertas, if you do not take him out of what he wants to run, 10 points in the paint. Peristeri coming into this game are only allowing 26 in the paint per game. Morea on the roll, gets inside, finishes strong. That's a more aggressive play. Huertas mishandles, turns it over. Oh, a little floating two is no good for Vasilopoulos. Huertas has 2 turnovers in the first quarter, even though he's been running the show. It's a horn set, takes the first screen, gets Salin off the down screen. Huertas again, foul line jump shot, this time comes up short. Stephen Gray dances with it, gets his feet set, fires the 3, is way short. Never found any rhythm. Hatcher checks in. So as Karampelas sits down. Hatcher could be key here. Just gives that little bit more quickness defensively, which Huertas will just be aware of. All they have to do is slow him down. Nice pass again. Diaz on the closeout, drops it to the baseline. And they're going to count the 2. Morea's asking why. Let's take a look. I think he may have blocked this. No, absolutely right by the official again. Galo went up off the glass. Can't touch it then. Holding foul away from the basketball. That's the 2nd foul for Tenerife. And Hatcher will have it on the end line. Peristeri trail by 10 early, nothing to panic. about, but they've got to start trying to find ways to take Tenerife out of their rhythm. Gray on the curl, goes inside for the runner, can't get it to drop. Diaz cleans up on the glass. And why wouldn't Huertas come and get it? Goss hands it off. Sashu Salin. It's going to land out of bounds. Galo tried to stay inbounds, couldn't handle it. Hatcher will bring. Just need a spark now, Peristeri. Need to get going. Molea on the inside. They like the matchup. He can't finish the play. Coach Papanikolaopoulos has decided they want to go at Bogulis. Inside out. Galo goes down low to Bogulis. Turnaround jump shot is short. Hatcher cleans up. 5 bodies on the break for Peristeri. Early screen by Molea. Gets it inside. Finishes the play. A great reward to the big man. Molea ran the floor. Rewarded by Hatcher. Turnover again. Hatcher gets the 2. And Peristeri turning defense into offense. Hatcher closing it to a 6-point game. And unusually, points off Tenerife turnovers. 4 steals for Peristeri. Chelina Huertas will take the ball screen. Nice flare. Salin shows, gets his feet set for 3. Put that one in the book. The ball screen just froze everybody. And Tenerife in a really nice rhythm. Again, whistle away from the basketball. Morea's not happy with the call. Good angle by the cameraman. Definitely shows Morea to an extent moving into the screen. He will almost certainly claim that standard. Happens everywhere. Chelino Huertas into the half court. Dives. Shemadini joins the action. He rolls, wants to get a touch. They don't get him on the change of angle. That's a great job defensively down low. Shemadini with 5 on the possession. Extra pass. Diaz from the corner for 3 is good. The extra pass and the pace of the extra pass, just excellent. 1.5 to go in quarter 1. And Tenerife have already ticked it on to 23 points. Hatcher goes inside. Foul on the plate. Gontikas goes up strong. Konstantinos Gontikas, completely different option to Morea on the inside. It's about his strength and his ability to eat space up, as opposed to Morea being so much longer, even though they're pretty much the same height, 206, 205. And he's going to get an extra one. Shemadini on the lane violation. Makes the last of the throws. They've just got to keep ticking away here, Peristeri. Huertas takes over. Huertas off the Shemadini ball screen. Somehow manufactures a pass. Lundberg gonna have to put this up. Settles for the three, way short. Great job by Diaz on the glass. Just hunted it down, lets the three go, and just catches nothing but the bottom of the net. Diaz would love to play Peristeri every week. And mind you, had a marvelous 16 point, 17 rebound game in the game in the island of Tenerife. Wide open from the corner, the three is short. And Kingsley Moses steps in, parks himself on the three-point line. Huertas tries to answer, way short. Finds itself to Gray, has a chance to run. And Tikas just ran the floor and doesn't get any love at all. Outworked Shemadini, should have seen it. Hatcher, last 14 seconds of the first quarter, dominated Gontikas, and one. And the big man needs to be used as much as possible at the moment. Nice roll, strong control on the finish. Lundberg is late on the help. So Lutros checks in. Chance to make this an 11-point game, which he does. And Tenerife will hold for the last shot of the first quarter. Otelino Huertas. Foul on the play. Interesting interpretation, this one. As Karen Ampelas from behind. Sashu Salin checks back in with only 3 seconds on the clock. Peristeri still have a foul to give. Salin off the stagger, gets his feet set, puts it up, doesn't get the roll. And that'll do it for quarter one, and Tenerife have just been absolutely out of the top draw. They lead it 26-15 after one. And this team have just clicked into gear. Stat-wise, 70% and 57 for Tenerife. 50 and 25, only 1 from 4 from the three-point line. Just a demonstration of how to share the basketball by the Spanish club. Start of the second quarter, and Peristeri don't need to panic. Cousins in the game. He's going to give him a lot of help defensively, so long at that spot. Moses will get it back to Hatcher. Moses will hand off. Tenerife's defense again, turnover. Just execution at both ends of the floor. Suarez gets the three away. Hatcher off the screen, drops it inside. Nice pass. And both teams can share it, that's for sure. This is the end where Peristeri got to make a statement. How much defense are they prepared to play? Lundberg gets it into the half court. They drop it inside to Shamadini. Inside out, wide open. Doesn't go back-to-back threes. Cousin pulls it in and runs the floor. Hatcher is fouled as he attacks it in transition. That's so much a better option for anybody against Tenerife before they can get their defense set. Because once they get their defense set, they start taking to areas that they want you to play in. So you can keep the game a little broken. Doesn't let them strangle the game. Foul away from the basketball. How Konote with the personal. Hatcher will kick. Cousins on the take, gets the two. Just opened up for him down the middle. Just extended. And just finished really sweetly. Shamadini going to work with the old style hook. And that's the traveling fans. Going to take a little while to sweep up. Shermandini really has developed, continues to develop. He's 30 years old now, possibly having his best season. Obviously helps when you got Marcelino Huertas pulling the strings for you. Well, the mascot's in there. He could really help with those wings if he helped sweep the floor. It'd be much quicker. I think we're almost clear. Yeah, the mascot's not helping at all. Those wings could be very, very useful. There's always something interesting to view. But this noise is just so relentless. The fans here are just tremendous in the way they support the home club. Almost ready to go. So Videoreda going deep into his bench early in this game. 8:13 to go in the half. And we're just about ready to get back underway after the celebration for, or if, whatever it was, as Shamadini made that tremendous example of how to run that, play that hook shot. Hatcher will advance the basketball. 3-1 at home. Peristeri, they want to make that 4-1 right now. Cousins tries to find a little space and separation, whistle on the play. Fouls on Lundberg. And he sits. Hatcher really struggling to get himself going, takes the tough runner, doesn't get the roll. That's a rebound by Moses, just couldn't control it. They're the type of plays that are going to spark this team. Really got to get after it, try and control the glass, increase the tempo, try and play this game a little bit more broken. Shamadini now handles the ball, needs a pass, finds one. Oh, the fall of the Hatcher just gave the open three. And Peristeri yet to take a shot this quarter. Moses once doesn't get in each other's space at the moment. Spins, tries to step through, second move off the glass, doesn't get a finish. And Tenerife will come down with it. They look high-low, no pass, have to back it out. Shamadini with a touch on the inside, Hatcher with a foul. Outlessly, totally outsized. They're going to have to try and break this game up a little bit, Peristeri. If they just go up and down like this, Tenerife are going to get yet another win on the road. There's too much traffic. Cousins has mishandles, gets it to over the timeline. Isolate him in that double team, needs to get it out of there. Moses trying to back in and go to work. Is fouled on the way up. Shamadini's not happy. Yeah, just took his space away, nowhere to land. Substitutions coming in. Skordilis checks in as coach Papanikopoulos looking for options, looking for combinations. It's more a defensive issue he has than anything else, although his offense is stuttering in this second quarter. I think a lot of that's down just the quality of that Tenerife defense. Moses comes up empty on the free throw line. 2 for 7. When you're in a hole, you better stop digging. Shamadini. Needs a pass, tries to wrap it inside, turnover. That's an interesting option for Moses. No need at all to throw that pass. Nice open pass, standing on the far side for three is good. Just flared off a screen. And they're absolute architects of their own downfall at the moment, Peristeri. Missing free throws, poor decisions in transition. And they find themselves on the wrong end of a 18-point margin. And we are halfway through quarter two.
Listen, now we do all the shit that happened, all the shit. We are on panic. They have too much time, too much time. Hatch, bring the ball down, you bring the ball down. and we play motion. We play motion. The moment that they play gets out, open, pass, pass, simple things. On defense, we have 3 fouls to give. We received 37 points. We are late, guys, listen. If we don't play with contact against them, and if we let them move like this, they will kill us. We must break the ring, go.
Well, it's no point when you're in this situation mincing your words, and Coach Papanikolaopoulos absolutely hasn't done that. As he says, if they allow Tenerife to move the ball, run their sets, Iberostar is an architect in terms of quality in the offensive end of the floor. They have to break them up with their defense. They have to be more effective defensively, and they are capable. #1 team in the Basketball Champions League at preventing perimeter shots, offensive foul, and that's what it does to you. That's not the way that Hatcher needs to deal with it. The relentless nature of Tenerife's defense, and they're going to have a look at that because there's a leading elbow. So is it unsportsmanlike or is it just an offensive foul? After the timeout, unforgivable by Hatcher. In fact, they're looking at it. Was there intent? Got to say, yes, there was when they first looked at it. Yep. That's not really just that's just frustration. Pure frustration on Hatcher's part. In the FIBA World Cup in the last summer, in this situation, you could have heard the referee conversation. Well, that was a great initiative. It would be good to know what they think and the action. I think they probably have to call it unsportsmanlike. Yeah. No issue with a call at all. Hatcher just frustrated. It's not the way to deal with a hole that you've dug for yourself as a team. Alec Lopez shoots the free throw. Iberostar very comfortable with his team's performance so far. And why wouldn't you be? 19 up with the basketball, 5:40 to go. If you're Peristeri now, you're looking at doing this in blocks, trying to make this, get this back to near 10 at the half, and you're back in it. Still plenty of time. Time's not the issue. Sashu Salim, feet set for the three. It's short. Defensive rebound pulled in. Moses gives it up. And Gray pushes. This is where they've got to keep moving the basketball. You make it a half-court game. There's only one winner here. And it's not the team in yellow. Nice pass. The ball fake. And Skordilis with the throwdown. Brings a little positivity to the fans. Lopez going to be able to hand it off. Shemadini with a screen and dives. Great pass. Well, Shemadini was passing up, but he really did thread the eye of a needle there. That's a super pass into the space. They're a joy. At the end of the day, Tenerife, a joy to watch. Lopez has it. Will take the ball screen. Shemadini dives. Puts it on the floor. Goes up with a running hook. A little indecisive. And Cousins stops. Fires up the down line jump shot. And the fans will be liking the impact he's had since he's come into the game. Shemadini shown the baseline. Takes the baseline. No one came to help. Cousins Takes the ball screen, gets to the elbow, drops it inside and turns it over. Alec Lopez will sit, and just when you thought you were starting to try and find a way back into the game, Marcelino Huertas checks back in. Canute outside, looks inside, going to change the angle. Shermandini wants to touch, now will come out to screen. Canute with time and space, and yet another assist for Huertas. He had the whole of the gym, let alone the defense, fixed on the ball. No threes taken for Peristeri. Offensive foul, and if it can go wrong, it's going wrong. Moses is going to sit. Vasilopoulos checks back in as coach Papanikolaopoulos goes to experience. Unless Peristeri find a way to stop the bleeding at the moment, this could get tough, especially on your home floor. Huertas whistle away from the basketball. And Salastros charged with a personal. .20 margin for Tenerife, and it's all about their quality. Just relentless. Salin. This is the first from the line. If you're Peristeri, you'll take anything at the moment. Anything under 15 going into the half would be a bonus for the Athens club. Salin will make the second and break the 20-point line as they lead it by 21 points, 44-23. Oh, leaning runner is good. And Karampelas. It's a nice, pretty little finish. It's this end they have to start making a statement, though. Huertas, Salin finds space. Huertas, oh, great lift. Canute, they're just pulling them apart with a pass. A chance to run here, and they don't take it. Karampelas drops it inside. Foul line jump shot is sweet. And Skordilis. Having a nice impact at the moment. That's an offensive foul. Not only did the screen move, but Salin pushed off. See, there's the moving screen. Again, it's about how much defense Peristeri want to play here, because that type of play is all about the defensive effort. Gray with a rainbow-like three. And he needs to make one. Once he makes one, he starts scoring for fun. Needs to get himself going early. Huertas takes the ball screen, gets to the elbow again. Nice lift again. It's out the coaching manual. This time it's no good. And another turnover by Peristeri. Turnovers on the quarter. It's not a great number at this level. Huertas off the handoff. There's that running two. And finally, Gray gets one to go. And the crowd will breathe a huge sigh of relief. In rhythm, strokes it. Tenerife will take the timeout. And there's a replay that all the home fans are going to be pleased to see. A 14-point game. Just over 120 to go, and if Tenerife go to sleep here and Peristeri could win the last minute and a half, they'd take that right now. 12-point margin where they were at 21 points just less than 2 minutes ago. 14 assists already for Tenerife. This team just loves to play as a group. Well, that's never a good number. No second chance points for Peristeri. Someone or the team needs to just go hard on the glass. They've got to find a way to get those extra bonuses, the extra points. They've got to find a way to break up the tempo of the game, because otherwise Tenerife are just going to keep doing what they do, get shots they want, and they'll be getting on the plane with another Basketball Champions League victory in the book. But sound one. It's just too simple. They've just run a play as they wanted to run it, and they end up with a layup. And just begin to undo all the work that Peristeri had done to get it back to 14. Chance to make it a 17-point game. Lane violation, I believe. Minute to go in the half. So important that they get into that locker room with some positive momentum. Peristeri got to find a way to break this defense down. Again, the whole defense guarded the back cut, which led Panagoitis, Vasilopoulos, wide open in the corner. They just picked the wrong option. And Pilas gets it off. And take the long three, and that's all they could get. Well, Villaret much applauded for his offensive end of the floor as a coach, but his defense has been tremendous so far in this one. There's a whistle. Scordilis is going to send Tenerife to the free throw line. Gray picks up his first personal. Comes up short with a second. Peristeri with a chance to get the last shot of the first half. They really need a score here. Drops it inside. The high post jump shot is good. And Scordilis gets the two, which gets it back to 15. but they've left Tenerife 4.2 seconds. So Luis Vidialeta takes the timeout, trying to get a play that would almost crush any momentum that is trying to be built by Peristeri. Only 29% from the three-point line has been part of the undoing here. 4 extra shots because of the defensive effort for Tenerife. And on top of everything else, 2 for 7 from the three-throw line. Tenerife have only gone 3 for 7, admittedly, but they have the lead. Their percentages are good. Four 4.2 seconds for Tenerife to get something here at the end of the half. Huertas goes long, clock's on. And they're going to get something here. Feet set for the 3, way short. Peristeri would have found a way to slow things down, but it's a little late as Tenerife reach the half on the road here in Athens, up 47-32. 29% from the three-point line. Tenerife winning the battle on the glass. Both teams sharing the ball well. It's more shots from Tenerife that have been the difference. Diaz with 8, Gato with 7, Salim with 7 against 6-5-4, and you spread that across the roster, and that's why we've ended up with a 15-point margin. Tenerife showing why they are one of the most consistent teams in Basketball Champions League history. Have the lead at the half. And Peristeri, who are 3-1 at the moment, get back in this. Join us in around 10 minutes or so, as we'll be ready for the start of the third quarter, and Peristeri need a run. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
rejection by Johnson. As Martin goes the other way, lobs it up. Stone it is with the dunk. Iberostar now. Oh, wonderful pass and a wonderful finish. What a big play by Masulas. But it was the pass from the Iberostar that made it.
Drives in and throws it down. Two hands. Nimrod Levi with a big time play.
Brown now backs off the car. Oh, lovely pass. Stone throws it down. Tyler Stone with the finish.
Some better looks. They have 5 3-pointers now in the game as Cousins pulls up from the mid-range. Doesn't get to Sean Thomas. Goes in and cleans up with the throwdown.
Shimandini, watch out! Just to underline the point. But that really Shimandini's hooked for a while.
This is the first, and they need to foul. They get it back for the three. Oh, it's good. The three is good. Marco Filippoli. That's why he was in the game. Zoltan Paul to make the two. Filippoli has made the three. Shots up by McFadden, short. And there's bodies flying everywhere. Ricky Lido ahead. Sokolowski behind the back for the throwdown. Still right, no good. Ball's loose. They get it back. Still, Angola to win it. That's extraordinary. That is incredible. Ostend, they are two ahead.
Well, welcome back to Athens. And we're still just at half-time as Peristeri have got to try and find a way to work their way back into this, because at the moment they have been dominated by Tenerife. Every aspect of this tie has been won by the team from Tenerife. It's not about winning the game in the third quarter for Peristeri. It's about working their way back in to give themselves a chance. So at the very least, they have to win this third quarter. It doesn't matter by how many. They have to have some positive going into the fourth. Tenerife will inbound at the start of this third quarter. Galileo will reverse. Salin looks underneath, and they're going to call the foul away from the ball. Well, they must have talked about the physicality in that locker room, because that's just a blatant bump. Well, they've got a reaction if that's what Coach Papanikolaopoulos wanted. Agravanis bumped away from the basketball. Galileu's the inbound. Bogris finds Huertas, takes the ball screen. They screen the screen up. Great pass, super little finish. It's just a clinic at the offensive end, definitely. Hatcher back in the game. Right, try to pass. And Diaz got a little piece of it. Hatcher moves it on. Morera's fouled, and that's better. Going deep, going into the heart of the defense. They'll leave Morera on the perimeter. Moses will look to pass and then not screen. Now he'll come back. Extra pass, watch out. And Maria throws it down with some attitude. It's the first step, but at least it's the first step on our way back into this. Huertas, offensive foul. Bogris on the reposition. There's the first one, that's moving. The second one's definitely moving. And for the first time in the whole game, Tenerife broken down completely defensively. Chance to cut this to a 13 or even 12-point game. Agravanis moves it on. Hatcher just about hangs on. Moses manufactures one on the baseline. Scoops it, shovels it, whatever way you want to talk about it. Good signs at the start. Shamarini can't get it to go. He wants the basketball, he's not going to get it. And you can see why he wants the basketball. Every trip, an important trip for Peristeri. When you're this deep against a team with the quality of Tenerife, it's got to be every possession. You've got to be relentless. Moses will get it back to Hatcher, who has to start to become a factor here. Steps back, lets the three go, is no good. Diaz will recover it. And the ball's where it needs to be if you're a Tenerife fan, in the hands of Marcelino Huertas. Off the screen, gets a little separation. Sciamadini, they go under. Gets his feet set, fires the three, way short. And Morea with another positive stat. Morea in the lane, floats one, doesn't get the drop. And Sciamadini cleans up. Huertas for the Sciamadini screen on a reposition. Breaks the defense down, knocked away, but the foul called as Zois Carabampilas gets the elbow. It's a fine balance if you're Huertas, about getting the ball moving early or being in control and making the decisions. Oh, nice pass. Diaz blows the layup, but Sciamadini comes up with it and will earn them from the free throw line. There's more urgency about Peristeri now. Intensity level's gone up, but at least it's now becoming a battle out there. First 3 minutes have been positive for Peristeri. This is a long road back against one of the best and most effective teams in Basketball Champions League history. Second one is good. Vidoretta knows this third quarter is crucial. They can maintain their level. It's a long road back. Hatcher wraps it. Morea in the lane, kicks. Gets it down low, rips through. Takes the tough looking finish, but can't get it to drop. 5 on 4, they just have to find the open man. That's gonna be offensive. They're going to talk about it. Well, he's outside the charge circle. That's the first thing. The offensive foul was definitely being called by the official on this sideline. But the crew chief overrules that. And Sciamadini finds himself on the free throw line. They called Hatcher for the block. Can revert to the replay. I don't think they can at this point. Sciamadini makes the first. Giorgi Sciamadini really is playing the basketball of his life. The big guys mature a little bit later. Takes them a little while to really grow into their bodies. And he's just, at 30 years old, playing as well as he's ever played. And both for Georgia in the national team environment, where it be Unicaja Malaga, and Dora, he's had a really super career. And he's playing as well as he has. Diaz comes up with a steal. Huertas looking down low. Need to change the angle. Diaz, extra pass. Hilo for three is off. And the ball will be back to Peristeri. Possession by possession. They've got to find ways to get Tenerife out of their rhythm, which is a lot easier said when you're sitting here. It's going baseline. We'll need a pass. Finds one wide open. Agravanes can't knock the three down. Morea's going to be called for the foul on the glass. Around Pelas. Skodolis can't get the little runner to drop. Vasilopoulos checks in. They needed some inspiration from somewhere. Vasilopoulos can be that guy. Pelas moves it on. Moses on the three-point line. 5 on the shot clock. Has to go to work here. Takes a tough one. Doesn't get it to drop. Works hard though, and they keep the basketball. Great effort by Moses. Galo's going to sit. Go long out of bounds. Skodilis should finish and does. Super little pass by Caroline Pelas. Possession by possession. Need a stop right now. Huertas. Shamadini on the reposition. Wide open in the corner. The three is just buried. Suarez with his feet set. If you can shoot the ball on this team, you just lick your lips every time Huertas comes down the floor, because everyone helps off you. He finds you. Gray. And he's going to travel. Again, off one pass. There's too much defensive organization. Tenerife, chance to make this a 20-point game. Samadini dances in the post. Now Huertas just fills it up from the three-point line. There's not a lot this guy's not doing this season. He's played in the toughest leagues in the world, and he is just lighting up Tenerife this season. Absolute MVP candidate so far. Unbelievable job for his team. Timeout for Peristeri. They have to find a way to change the way this game is being played.
Push the ball here on the other side and go to play the pick from the other side. 31. You understand this? So, first off is going to be 31 with you. Then we play side. Move the ball to the other side. So it's attack. Immediately inside, spread the court. You take the ball. You take the pointer. You go Sabine if he's inside. Or whoever is. Okay. Play over. Last 10 seconds, you switch immediately. Go. Let's go. Ready.
Wow, 21 points off turnovers for Tenerife. Their offensive execution is second to none, and that their defensive organization is just tremendous. They just, Professor Videoletta, putting things on the floor, and his floor leader, Huertas, just leading them. They are a tough nut to crack, whoever you are. Currently 4th in the Liga Endesa. Well placed for the King's Cup. Look where they're having to run this so far outside the three-point line. They're not really having to get anyone playing defense. Nice pass. Moses looking to throw it down. Suarez takes one for the team. Defense pushed so high up the floor. There is space down low. You just got to get it there. Shemanini in the post, fills the double team. Was always trying to get it there, the open three, and you foul the three-point shot. Vasilopoulos, if it's going wrong for Peristeri tonight, as he just takes away the space to land. There's a lot of asking of questions and very little answers coming from Peristeri at the moment. Whereas Coach Figueiredo, Marcelino Huertas have a debate. How can we make ourselves better? A 21-point margin with this to come. 3:15 to go in the third. And substitutions coming in off the Winmasters bench as Salalustros checks in. Isaiah Cousins. The rotation and the scramble from Tenerife. Silopoulos and Huertas decides that he didn't like the matchup, took one for the team. He lets Vasilopoulos, takes him down low. Defense gets disadvantaged, so he takes one for the team. Everyone can get back to where they're supposed to be. Vasilopoulos outside, sets the pass and the screen. The staggered screen, they go to the corner, wide open for three, is short. Great work on the glass. Super little pass to the cup for Salustros. It's back to 20. Still an eternity left in the game, but they just need a run. And it needs to start to happen. Huertas. Offensive foul. As Lopez tried to pick and pop. Well, the crowd is still involved. They're not throwing this one away. Little jump hook is no good. Whistle on the plate. Skordilis couldn't complete. Shemadini plays smart, says go over me. And because of the team foul situation, Tenerife will walk the floor. Hatches back. Desperate to make an impact here. Has been no factor in the game so far in a positive way. And if he's not a positive factor, there's no way Peristeri can compete here. Huertas gets a soft roll. Well, a nice swing at home on the weekend. Midweek excursion to the Greek capital. And Tenerife are having a good 2020. Cousins has a look at his options. And Vasilopoulos, because of the nature of the defense, it forces the offense into mistakes such as that one. Just completely destroys your execution unless you just impose yourself on the defense, and that's hard. Shemanini fills the double team, inside, outside, extends. Canute gets to the far side of the ring. Whistle on the play. Again, just turned Skordilis, and Skordilis' footwork just not quick enough. Sure why they changed that. .22 game, 1:40 to go in the third. And Tenerife added again defensively. They find the open man this time, wide open for three, is no good. Scordilis on the glass, does a really nice job in traffic. He's going to have to back it out. Needs a pass, finds one. And if there's a play that sums up the night for Peristeri, that's it. On the back of a 3-game win streak, the Greek club. Now looking down the barrel of a big defeat here. Ball's out of bounds, should be a Tenerife basketball. Shamadini relieves the pressure. Oh, great defensive effort by Cousins. The one thing coming out of this is that Peristeri, with Cousins, have got a real asset. Scordilis works hard and throws it down. Gets it back to 20, and we're in the last minute of the third quarter. Lopez into the half court. Shamandini on the ball screen, gets a reposition and goes deep and gets a touch. Oh, this is just exquisite to watch. Scordilis asks for a substitution. Hatcher still trying to get his game going tonight. Turns down the screen, attacks it, gets inside, drops it off to Scordilis off the glass, can't complete. And Tenerife say, hey, we've got 14 seconds. Let's make sure we get a good one. Lopez gets a deflection, and we're 3.4. Tenerife have it on the sideline. Ioannis Agravanis checks back in. Well, they go lob, and they just throw it into the hands. The Skalustros, but that'll do it for the end of the third. And it started promising enough for Peristeri. Tenerife increased the margin. They lead it at the end of three, 44-66, and it has simply been a clinic. 59 and 47% against 18% from the three-point line and only 44% from the free-throw line. Peristeri have dug themselves a hole, and I don't know if there's enough time to dig themselves out. Huertas again, the ringmaster. Start of the fourth, and Tenerife 10 minutes away from yet another road win in the Basketball Champions League. The best team on the road in the history of the competition continue to tell every team why. The little runner is good. Lopez with super touch. And no one wants to lose at home, and at this stage of the Basketball Champions League, this is a big loss if it becomes a loss. Nice little runner is good for Cousins. Anute will hand off. Lundberg breaks the defense down. Out one. So fundamentally, they just cannot allow Lundberg to turn the corner that easily. The defense on the ball has to be better, and their organization against the pick. And for a Greek club team, they're the aspects of the game that they are normally so good at. Tenerife has just pulled them apart, created advantage, created long closeouts, shared the ball absolutely beautifully. And defensively, just been right on it. Little head, give and go. They turn down the open look. Cousins, now he puts it on the floor, tries to break it down, steps back for the tough two. Would have been so much better taking the first one he had. Hatcher moves it on. Whistle on the play. Cousins needs a pass, finds one. Asulopoulos goes with a lob. They're clutching at straws almost now. Long side, Hatcher catches, lets the three go. And finally, Will Hatcher gets something to drop. Been a defensive effort, but there's no point in the foul as Salustras on the halfway line. As Lopez going away under pressure and then bows him out with a foul. Second personal. Lundberg will take the repossession screen. Bogus will dive. Cousins has the mismatch to deal with. And plays quick. And line possession for Tenerife, 3.7 seconds. Lundberg down the middle off the glass, doesn't get anything. Chance for Peristeri to run, and again, have to go back. Hatcher has to deal with a hard show. Strauss off the glass for two is good. Salustras with the two. Whistle on the play, and Cousins is going to be charged with the personal. Decent penetration. We'll be disappointed he didn't finish the play. Makes the first. Coach Videoretta probably thinking about his journey home, thinking about how best to rest, how best to get ready for the weekend, because he's almost over the line here with a 71-50 advantage. Aaron Blake checks in. He's only played just over 3 minutes so far in the game. Lopez is going to sit. Now Huertas is back. I think the referees have resolved the issue. 7:20 to go. And a 23-point margin to Tenerife. And it has been a joy. Hatcher. Need a pass, finds one, Hatcher has it, stops, takes the long two, is short. Defensive rebound, finds its way to Huertas. And Ince will hand off. Tough finish off the glass is no good. Hatcher. Ustros, foul line jump shot is short, doesn't get the roll. Ball's bouncing around, and the ball will stay with Peristeri. Morganis couldn't recover. Guerrera checks in, and his action will wait for a second as Peristeri take the timeout. And they are in a very, very deep hole at the moment. This is not just about tonight now. They've got to recover, make some adjustments, and somehow end this one on a positive.
You make the out of bounds. Okay. You make Hudson here, BJ here, Moses like a 5 here, and no, sorry, Salustos make down, and Cousins here. You go in the corner. You screen for BJ to attack baseline, and immediately pick for Hutch for an open shot. Otherwise, you come here and we spread the court. We play one simple pick and roll with Mo. No. Okay, switch on defense. Go.
And line possession after the timeout. They run the play, they're going to get something, and they have to go long. Again, just the defense is just top draw. Moses can't control it. Guerrera gets his first positive stat with the recovery. Huertas with the early screen. Poor pass, broken up, but in fact turned over. Hatcher into the half court. Cousins has it. Breaks the defense down. Tries to somehow manufacture the pass to Moses. Moses hangs on. Goes with the right hand on the turnaround. Hits nothing. It's just outworking, outplaying everything as Galo can't get the drop, gets his own rebound. And Tenerife will retain possession. Well, the pass to the long side, and one. So Lustros is not going to be happy with that. But Lundberg, great cut, good position, held his space, and then goes up in the traffic, and is strong enough to finish it through the traffic. Hatcher, turnover. That's a good call. Lundberg had the half a steal, then just had to barrel in to Carolan Pilas to get possession. Good call by the official. Well, Marcelino Huertas, you got to, when you get to his stage of your career, he's 36 years old now, you've got to be enjoying it, and he is more than enjoying his life in Tenerife. Definitely the right team at the right time for Huertas. I think the referee's going to check this because, you know, it is an extension, it is a push-off. So do they think it's an unsportsmanlike? Well, we'll see. Here's the steal. There's the push off. Well, I think you're being a little harsh if that becomes an unsportsmanlike. Well, the table get a big thumbs up from the officials. That's always a good sign. Blake outside moves it on. Hatcher trying to work his way back in. Blake lines up the three. That's off, way off. Good effort to keep it alive with 7 on the possession. Ontikas stayed with the play. They're just relentless. 5 seconds on the shot. Got to put it up. Deep for the 3. Way short. Defensive rebound is pulled in by Galo. Lundberg, feet set for 3 is off. Defensive rebound is Bayon Blake's. Aaron Perez doesn't like his option, moves it on. Blake will hand off. They're just not getting any advantage. You have to take a tough one off the glass. It's no good. Great follow. So Lustros trying to find a way to get this away. Puts it off to Hatcher. Hatcher, a little separation, steps back, is long with a 3. Canuto's going to chase that one down. Great effort. Ferdinand Pilas saves it, new 14. So Lustros needs a pass. And Pilas penetrates, knocks it out of the hatcher. The scramble is unbelievable. 24-second violation. You're up 25, tells you a lot. It's not cheap, it's not. We're up 25, we're trying to be up 45. It's staying with their rules. It's the same defense they played from minute one. And Tenerife, as I say, putting on a clinic. Yet another team struggling to score. Two on the break. Few and far between, but so Lustros gets the two. Lundberg turns the corner, is blocked. 3 seconds on the possession. And got Tikas staying with it. Well, straight out of bounds, they go and get the three to drop. Cousins leaves the ball behind, collects it. Needs a pass, fire one, open for three is no good. And the ball will stay with Peristeri. Lundberg couldn't control. Inside, outside, that'll be offensive. And with 2:39 to go in the fourth, up 23. Elo steps in, takes the charge. If you want a demonstration or an indication of what life is like as a Tenerife basketball player, that sums it up. Never ask for a quarter, never give one. What's good at the first minute is good in the end of the fourth. It's just been a clinic of how to play at this level. Canute off the screen, stops, goes upstairs with a pass. Inside, outside, extra one. Wide open for three is long. But they're on the glass. Inside, outside. Guerrero lines up the three and knocks it down and puts an exclamation mark under this tremendous performance. Nice penetration. Well, the three is no good. And Peristeri come down with it. Cousins, any time on the floor is going to help Cousins after the move from Jerusalem. Gets in the lane, takes the tough one, doesn't get the roll. Canute attacks it, little hang time, gets the foul. And we'll go to the free throw line. lot of smiles on that Tenerife bench. Why shouldn't there be? Well, another team has been kept to under 60. And if you keep teams to that number, you're going to win a lot of basketball games. And that's what Tenerife are doing this year, winning a lot of basketball games. Where is the release? At the back of the hand, Guerrero recovers. Salustras not happy with something that was said. Rivera on the free throw line. And makes a second. And they may just walk this one off. Well, you'd hope they would, and they are. So Tenerife, to start 2020 in the Basketball Champions League, have come to Athens and have put on a clinic. Absolute clinic at both ends of the floor, efficient down the offensive end. As always, absolutely tremendous down at the defensive end. They win it 80-54. They will return to the top of the group and announce to the Basketball Champions League they're going deep again in this competition, a competition that they are now synonymous with and are looking forward to the postseason already. Successful to return to Greece for Georgios Boglis. I thank the traveling fans. Job done. Let's get back. Let's eat. Let's get ready to play again next weekend and back to the Basketball Champions League next week. Peristeri still in with a massive chance of making the postseason. They've just had a night they do not want to remember. 12% from the three-point line, 44 from the free throw line. On top of playing one of the best defensive teams in the competition, they have just been given a lesson in how to play at this level. 13 and 24 on the rebounding end for Peristeri, but the percentages for Tenerife. Tenerife score 80 and their top scorer has 11. Everybody contributes. They share the basketball. They are a joy on the eye. And a great example of how to play this game. We'll leave you with some highlights of what's been a clinic, a game that will send Tenerife back to the top of the group. But for now, from Athens, from another Tenerife win, it's goodbye.